Alright guys, here we are again. This video is going to be about porting this engine. I'm not really telling you how to port an engine like this. I'm just showing you the way I'm going to port this engine. And I went ahead and started with a square file. And just started getting rid of all the casting defects around this edge where the cylinder liner goes in. I already filed the edges on all the ports except for these two. I still need to put a little chamfer on those to let the piston rings go across it more smoothly. And I've already die grinded these ports out. I took a lot of stuff off of those. It was a handful of aluminum, but I also did a few other things, including getting rid of material on this manifold. It's kind of polished. It's not all the way through because I couldn't get to that area back there. It's kind of hard. I sharpened that because it used to be just flat, and that'll let the gases join together a little bit smoother. I did take off a lot of metal around the top area just to get that a little bigger. I still need to do it on this right here, but the casting isn't too bad on that. I just need to kind of widen out the first part of it to match that. I've got the RTV on the crankcase, and the crankcase is all bolted together and cleaned and ready to go. Looks nice. Just in case you haven't already seen, I took the it used to be to where this thing would clamp around that edge on this box, and the water from this sleeve to cool down the exhaust would go into that box. But I basically welded that all up and cut some slits inside the pipe, of course in the area where the water sleeve is, big ones on the top and then one little one on the bottom for draining it when you're taking it out of the water, so that way all the water can get out from sitting in the bottom. And then basically the welds weren't perfect, so I just squeezed this rubber bushing here, whatever you want to call it, from that size, which actually used to be bigger than this, down to that, and I'm surprised it did that. You can see all the hose clamp, extra hose clamp. So that's going to work out real nice. Saved a lot of money there. And that is, just in case you're wondering, to get rid of this exhaust delete, or silencer, whatever you want to call it. It's just going to go straight from the pipe out the back, and it's going to be super loud and awesome. Also with the intake here, I cut off the little oil injection guys and soldered the end. Turns out that this cylinder, the one nearest to the back of the jet ski, was not getting any oil, so that's kind of bad. And I got rid of a bunch of stuff there, kind of widened those out. I don't want to do the reed boxes because that's not just straight through air anyway, that's like disturbed gases coming out from the reeds. Also getting rid of the oil tank, so we're taking like 75 pounds off of this ski. This jet ski does have trim, up and down trim for the back. The motor, just the motor, not the whole trim unit with all the electronics and stuff in it, but just the motor that spins it. It's like half the size of what is in that truck for the windshield wipers. And it costs $500, and luckily I was able to find one earlier today for $70 on eBay, used, and I don't see why that wouldn't work fine. The only thing about it is it's a 4-wire motor, not a 2-wire, so 2-wire ones cost like $17, but this one, it's pretty expensive. I've seen the guys with the little toothbrush that they stick down in there. Looks like you're at the dentist to get rid of this crud from casting to make it smooth, and I don't really have one of those, nor do I want one, so I'm just going to try to figure it out without. I'm going to try to take a 1/4-inch drill bit. It doesn't need to be sharp because it's spinning so fast, and just stick it down in there and try to remove some of the stuff on the sides. Alright, so I've now fully sharpened these. I've gotten rid of most of the big obstructions with the drill bit, 1/4-inch drill bit, and that worked really good. I could even get in there from there to even out the block with the cylinder liner, so it's nice smooth flow right in there. These ones, the block is actually down a little bit lower, looking at it from this way, so it's a step up. I don't want to mess with the timing of the ports. And then I grind it a little bit off of here to get rid of that weird. They tried to have it slope up, but you never know when that's together. That might stick out like a millimeter or something, stopping a bunch of air. So now I just got to figure out a way to polish it. I don't really care about the minor casting defects. I just want to get it polished, and I'm going to use sandpaper for that. I just got to figure out an efficient way to do that, and I'll show you that. I almost missed a spot right there in the middle of the screen. There's one on the other side. There's one right there, and then the other one's not that big, but you can see. And here we go. I've taken a 1/16 of an inch all the way around, sometimes an 1/8. It's not a perfect circle, but I widened out the manifold a little bit more so that way it matches and it doesn't just make no difference. I filed all the ports, both sides, except for the actual ones that way. No way to get a file on that. But every single little defect is cleaned out of here now. These are sharpened. It doesn't look very good because I can't really get stuff by the wall that easily. Turn the flashlight on. But you can see the walls are super nice. I ended up just filing them down. It's not perfect, and it's a lot better in real life than it is on camera, except for this one. This one right here, this side is actually pretty bad. I drilled right there was an example. I drilled the aluminum to get it flush with the cylinder liner. This one looks a little better, and it's not clean either. And I also got this thing cross-honed. It's not perfect. It's got a few different angles going there, as you can see. Some of which are like that, and then some that are right. That's because I didn't know that you're supposed to go in and out that fast, and it's really annoying when you've got these big ports, especially this exhaust port. The stones oftentimes get caught up on that, and it's super hard. You can see where I damaged the stones. But yeah, I think I did this cylinder a little bit better. Yeah, that one should probably get some more, but I think it's fine. That one's got way too much. But they both measure the same, and the original pistons will fit it just fine. And the rebuild kit should be coming soon. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe.